Moving on from our DNS client, we want to concentrate more on a DNS server. And on Ubuntu 2, we're going to install the Bind 9 package. With this, we're going to make sure that we've got our current and up-to-date and popular DNS server. Its default configuration is going to be caching only, but we can extend this to start hosting our own zones later on. But we're also going to put on some utilities, so the Bind 9 utilities, and we can add in the documentation. Once we've done this, we can go back to our net plan configuration and make sure that our addresses now are pointing back to our local host, but we can use the 127.0.0.1 address for this as a more standard local host address. With that done, don't forget to run our net plan apply. And then when we use dig, we should find that we are retrieving information from our local host, but the 127.0.0.1 configuration. When we take a look at the output of our SS command, we'll see that we are listening not just on IP version 4, but also on IP version 6. If we don't need IP version 6, then it's a possibility that we could disable this. We can go into the file etc default and named and set our options to be -u for our user account. That will be there anyway, so we're specifying to run under the user account bind, but setting the option -4, then we are listening on IP version 4 only. Having made the change, we can restart our service. Also a good time to introduce the service name bind9 to ourselves. Now, when we go through and look at our listening ports, we should see that we are listening now only on IP version 4. Now, we also have our Ubuntu 1 system, and we want Ubuntu 1 to be a DNS client to the DNS server on Ubuntu 2. So working on Ubuntu 1, we can go into our cloud init file, into our net plan configuration, make the changes that we saw before, and then run through our net plan apply, and make sure that we relink our resolve.conf. Running our dig command, we should find that we are retrieving our DNS information from the 192.168.56.102 address, or whatever IP address that you're using for your DNS server on Ubuntu 2. But you know what I'm going to say now? We need to apply this theory into practice. So let's find our command line and make sure we've got Ubuntu 1 and Ubuntu 2 both up and running, and configure bind on Ubuntu 2 and our DNS client on Ubuntu 1.